is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, how do you interpret your own self-worth and identity, and or what do you base those things off of?
I'd probably rate it about a 7, and I do my best to base it off of affirmation and love from those that surround me.
About an 8.
So I think that on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm around like an 8, which is a lot more confident of an answer than I would have given a few years ago. I've definitely, as I'm sure that most people have, experienced seasons where I felt like I didn't have much value, and I allowed myself to find my self-worth and find my value in my surroundings or in how others treated me or what others thought of me. I craved to know what other people perceived me as, and I let that determine how I thought my worth was valued. But over the past few years, I've gained such a greater understanding of where I am truly to look for my self-worth, and I've learned that it all comes from God, and that there's nothing in Scripture that says that, our value comes from others. It's just countless reminders throughout Scripture and throughout our interactions with God that He values us so much more than anyone else ever could, and that's truly the lens that matters for us to view ourselves the way that God views us.
Let's go 6.5.
I would say I would view myself with like an 8 or a 9.
Probably like a 7.4. Sounds good.
I think I used to be at like a 4, and in the past year or two, it's been like closer to 7 or 8, just through like going to school and learning more about like placing my identity in how God sees me and not how I see myself in comparison to other people.
I have to say it's changed over the years. When I was a Lee student, it was really low, but over the years I've learned to really understand, again, whose image I've been created in and how that has to influence the way I see myself. So I'd say, there are days when it's a 10, but honestly there are days when it's about a 6 or a 7. There are a few days when maybe I feel like a 1, but overall it's much higher than it used to be because, again, I understand whose image I'm created in.
What do you think the number one cause of low self-esteem is in people nowadays?
I would argue that it would be toxic comparison with other people around them.
I think that a lot of times, especially in society today, with the popularity and the access that we all have to social media, one of the biggest problems, especially among millennials, is comparison. We all kind of have the tendency to compare ourselves and our value and our worth and our skills and what we look like to that of others, and it becomes so much easier when we carry our phones around in our pockets all the time that give us access to social media profiles and conversations with others that just kind of enhance that thought in our mind that we're not good enough and that we have to compare ourselves to others.
I think it's because of the access that we have to media in general, especially social media. With younger girls growing up, always being able to compare themselves to pictures that are photoshopped and not even real. And guys too, just like body image is a big part of how you see yourself. And there's a lot of unrealistic, completely fake edited photos that go around and everyone thinks they're real and expects that of themselves.
I think the main reason is that people don't understand whose image they're created in, and unfortunately I think it leads a lot of people to competing with other people, and nobody wins that game.